In today's video, I'm going to go over how to build muscle for skinny guys. If you've been struggling to put on muscle as a skinny guy or just don't know what to do or where to start, then this video is for you. I'm going to give you the 5 principles which worked for me to put 40 pounds of lean tissue on my physique since I started training around 15 years ago. So let's jump into it. Number 1 is to focus on calories and to eat 3 to 4 big meals plus snacks. Now, the biggest battle most skinny guys are going to face in putting on muscle is not in the gym, but is rather at the dinner table. Skinny people constantly overestimate how much they eat on a daily basis. Sure, most skinny guys can pack down a lot of food in one sitting, but how much are you eating throughout the day? Now, what has worked best for me when bulking is eating 3 to 4 big meals per day. And this gives plenty of time to get hungry again in between meals so you can pack down more calories. Now, in the beginning, it's going to be hard to instill the habits of consuming more calories than you expend on a daily basis. But if you stick with it long enough, then your appetite will grow as you gain more weight. Eating a lot will become a habit, and for skinny guys looking to put on muscle, this is a good thing. And don't forget to eat a snack or two throughout the day. And if you're really struggling to put on size, then just think, what advice would you give to someone who wanted to lose weight and then just do the opposite of that? Like, eat before going to bed, eat some super calorie dense food, but also be careful about not eating too much garbage. You don't want to make this become a super unhealthy habit. Number 2 is to make progressive overload your goal in the gym. Now, I talk about progressive overload a lot on this channel because it is the single most important training principle to put on muscle mass. Progressive overload is the idea that your muscles need a novel stimulus in order to see new growth. In order to achieve progressive overload, you must increase the amount of weight or reps lifted. The new weight or extra reps introduces a new stimulus, which is what creates more muscle. Increasing the weight or reps are the 2 most common and easiest ways to achieve progressive overload over a long period of time because they allow consistent and steady improvement over time. So I recommend sticking with the basics and lifting a little bit more each session. Number 3, plan to deload. Deloading is one of the most overlooked aspects of proper weight training. Deload weeks are essential for allowing your mind and body to rest, reset, and come back stronger. For me, a deload week is a week in which you are not trying to achieve progressive overload. Now, I recommend still going to the gym instead of literally taking a week off, but maybe only go twice if you usually go 4 days per week. Or you can cut your total sets in half, lift lighter, go higher rep, or just focus on form and technique. The point is you want to lower the intensity and the volume and give your body a bit of a break without just sitting around doing nothing. Now, you don't necessarily have to have a specifically planned week to deload. For example, I used to deload every 6th week, but you should plan to deload at some point. Number 4, go for intensity rather than volume and lift heavy-ish. Now, training with a high amount of volume is usually not ideal for skinny guys, volume being measured as the total amount of sets, reps, and exercises performed in a given session. Doing a lot of sets and exercises in a workout will burn a lot of the precious calories you need to retain in order to grow. Now, this doesn't mean you have to be volume phobic, but instead of doing high volume, I recommend lifting more intensely, doing less sets, and being more conservative with the amount of exercises you do each session. Lifting heavy-ish is also a good idea, as you expend less calories when lifting heavy, and you can also dramatically increase your strength, which will allow you to build more muscle. So for example, if you're doing an upper-lower split 4 days per week, an example might look like this. This basic, no-frills workout has you doing big, basic, compound exercises, which target large amounts of muscle, and also has you working in lower rep ranges, which will help reduce the amount of calories you're expending while also building maximal strength. It's a win-win. And finally, number 5, focus on technical precision and form with the big lifts. And by big lifts, I mean squat, dumbbell bench press, military press, row, weighted pull-ups, deadlifts, stuff like that. Not limited to those, but exercises like those. A huge part of gaining muscle, especially as a skinny guy, is getting really, really good at the technical aspects of these big lifts. Once you learn to master these complex lifts, you'll be able to effectively target large amounts of muscle and increase strength faster so as to make gains more quickly. In fact, increasing technical precision with the big lifts is one of the best ways you can gain muscle consistently in the long term. A huge part of building muscle as a skinny guy is managing your expectations and having patience. Skinny guys like us don't grow muscle super quickly or easily. But the one good thing about being a skinny guy in this game is that you will have to learn to master processes and principles in order to build muscle. So you'll actually be more skilled than other people who can gain it more easily and without deeper thought. And if this wasn't enough for you and you want some more tips, then go watch my other video where I go over 7 weight training tips for beginners.